Hi everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and today's video is doing a MindTap overview. If you recall from our discussions in class on the first class day, Tuesday, I mentioned that 98% of your class grade comes from MindTap, all right? MindTap, it's a huge platform. I gave you a brief overview as part of that class overview, all right? But today, I'm just doing a recording specifically on MindTap and an overview basically of what you're going to be doing the entire term. It'll only be 20 or 21 or 22 minutes, but it's very important. So by having it as a video, you'll be able to play it periodically throughout the term if you need to. All righty? All right, so let's keep going. Let's make sure I'm recording here. First of all, I am recording. All right, so I'm going to not share me anymore. You know what I look like. I shall go and share my screen. Okay. All right, so first thing is I'm going to go into your view again so that you know what your computer looks like versus mine. So this is the student preview. Okay, remember all this? This is your navigation menu in Blackboard. If you missed class, the first class day, you're automatically absent for that day. And if you miss 3 times, I drop you. I reserve the right to drop you anyway. And if it's happening within the first month, you'll definitely be dropped. So do not miss my classes. But if you did miss it, I have videos. So if you click this course videos created by Professor Maloney link, see class overview, a 43-minute video. Most of you that are in class today, hopefully you saw that. I played a bit of it in class the other day, but if you remember, out of those 43 or so minutes, I played maybe like 1 minute, and then I'd skip ahead about 10 minutes, play a minute, skip ahead 5 to 10 minutes, play a minute, skip ahead 10 minutes, etc. So now this session I'm creating right now will also be here. Okay, and it's going to be called MindTap Overview, Professor Maloney, and how long it is, 20, 21, 22 minutes. Okay, and by the way, if you click the link, it's a YouTube link. That's where I keep the videos, all right? So, but I give you access to it. All right, so that is MindTap. Now let's go here. Remember, the most important thing in the class, of course, is your syllabus, because you have to know what's going on, right? So in this syllabus here, you have all the information for the class. The most important part of the real beginning is letting you know that you are required to attend my, it's an MDC live modality. That means there are 2 required live classes. They're remote, yes. They're online, yes. But they are required each Tuesday and Thursday from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m., okay? For every week of the term, those 2 days, with the exception of November. November 11th is Veterans Day. That's a Thursday. It's a holiday. November 25th is Thanksgiving Day. That's a Thursday, so that's a holiday. Every other Tuesday, every other Thursday, you must attend my live class. If you miss 2 classes, you cannot miss again, all right? Understand that. Also, I have optional live office hour sessions each Tuesday and Thursday from 8 a.m. until 8:40 a.m. So the second I stop my required live class, I click my optional office hours session and go over there for 40 minutes or so for you guys. All right? Okay. Again, I'm not doing another overview. This is MindTap. So in MindTap, there's important 2 things to know. One, the MindTap platform itself. That's what I'm going to be reviewing. But to get into MindTap, you have to buy your access code. So this link right here will bring us to the bookstore. I'm going to copy it though. Just copy the link and then Control-V it into my new tab that I just opened, and then enter it, and you'll see that's your class. See, your class is CGS1060C. The term is 2217. Your reference number is 2170. I'm your instructor, Professor Maloney. And this is the book you have to buy. It's an access code though, so it's an e-book. Some of you say you want a real book. Well, they'll rent you a book if you want, but you can't rent an access code. So this is the cheapest price you can get. And that's an approximate because they sometimes change, all right? So you must buy this access code by Thursday, which is August 26th, the first Thursday of week 1. If you don't, you may be dropped for that too, because it's important. There's so much in here. You're going to see how much material I review in this MindTap overview. There's literally 17 training assignments. There's 12 projects. There's 16 practice exams. There are 5 quizzes, and there are 5 real exams. That's a lot of material, a lot of material. All right, you guys are honor students though. So you can handle it, right? And as a matter of fact, you get 3 extra projects because the honors college students get a more challenging class. So you get 1 additional Word project. Regular students get 3, you get 4. You get 1 additional Excel project. Regular CGS1060 classes get 3, honors get 4. And PowerPoint, 1 extra project as well. Regular classes get 3, honors classes get 4. So you get 3 extra projects. You get the same number of trainings, which is 17, and the same other 9 projects, but it's just you get 3 extra. And then you get the same 4 practice exams, the same 5 exams. So that stuff is all the same in the same 5 quizzes. All right. So anyway, you must buy this access code or at least start your trial preview if you qualify for a trial preview by Thursday, August 26th. If you don't, and I see that just by going to my MindTap site, I can click the grade book, then click my roster. I see who's done it and who hasn't. You need to all have done it by tomorrow. All right. Okay. So next, oh shoot, let's see. This one here is, oh gosh, I hope I don't. I'm not going to delete. One of these is the wrong one, so I'm going to leave it open anyway. I hope it doesn't mess up. So anyway, student previews on. All right. So now I'm going to click the link, the most important thing. So the syllabus is extremely important. At the end of the syllabus, as I said in my overview session on Tuesday, and it's included in my 43-minute class overview video, you have this. The end of the syllabus, there's about a 2-page tentative schedule of activities. Okay, so you can look at all this stuff. I'm not going to review it now. You must look at it. Must. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go to the next most important thing in here, which is student start here. This is what you must do by Thursday the 26th, as I put here in this statement. You must click the above link by Thursday, August 26th, and register at MindTap with your mymdc.net email address. Do not use another email. You must use mymdc.net. And then when you sign in to Blackboard, and then you click student start here, and then you click this link, subsequently, meaning after you register, you'll automatically come to my MindTap website page, which is where you're doing all your class work. So you must do this on, tomorrow, Thursday, August 26th. All right, so I'm going to just demo what happens when I click it now for you. All right. Now, one challenge or problem we sometimes have with MindTap is just from the professor's perspective, especially if he or she teaches a lot of classes. I have 4 classes this term that use Cengage MindTap. All right, I've got 2 C++ programming classes, and I have 2 CGS1060 Intro to Computers classes. So they all they all use it, but they're all different classes, and therefore they get different MindTap website. Cache, which is C-A-C-H-E cache, sometimes interferes with which one I go to, but when you click this link, you will go unequivocally to the right spot. Okay, unequivocally, and you're going to have to register. So I'm going to show you here what it is going to more or less look like. This is not quite yours. Yours will have this fall 2021 CGS1060C. It's going to say though 7 a.m. to 8:40 a.m. and it may put your reference number, which is reference number 2170. But it'll be the same book. It'll be the same everything. It'll have the same continue button right here, and you see that's a link. Okay, but above this, there's going to be one sentence. It's going to start with something to the effect: if you have your course access code, or if you bought your course access code, whatever, one of those choices, then it'll say click here now. And click here now is going to be right above where it says continue, and it's going to be a link as well. Yours will have that, I promise. So if you went and bought the book based on what you saw in the purchase MindTap access code, if you've reviewed this link yet, or which is basically the same as what I copied out of the my syllabus. I just put it here just so you'd see it in 2 places. So, but this is the link, okay? And it was the link I asked you to pull up in the from the syllabus, and then this is where you go when you do it, okay? This is your class, reference 2170, Professor Maloney, Fall 2021 CGS1060, and that's the book you have to get. Well, it's an access code. All right, so when you get that, if you buy it at the bookstore in person, they're going to give you the access code when you leave the store. So then you come over here, and remember now, you clicked this link, student start here, and then you click this link, and that brought you to this page, but yours will look slightly different. And in the case of people who went to the bookstore first and bought the access code, they're going to click the one that says enter it now. It's going to be a link exactly right here. Enter it now. So you're going to click it, and it might ask you to register. You know, you have to obviously register. So if you haven't been on the site yet, it'll make you register. It'll also make you put in that access code. And then though, once you click submit or okay, whatever the button says, you're going to be sent over to the class MindTap website. And I'm going to demonstrate how that happens when I go in on my view. All right. So that's what you do. But if on Thursday the 26th in class you have not got your access code still, then you're going to be told by me, you must click continue. Then when you click continue, they're going to make you register. They won't make you pay, but they'll give you an option for a 7-day trial. If you don't qualify for a 7-day trial, you won't get one. In which case, then you need to think about dropping the class or getting over to the bookstore to buy the code, because it's that important. It is a requirement of this class. As I said, you must get it by August 26th. Most of you are on financial aid, which means you get your book advance from the college. So you take your book advance and go to the bookstore and do it that way. All right. Alternatively, you can go to this link here. This is the same bookstore, but this is the website version of the bookstore. So here, if you buy this book, buy the access code, when you are putting it in your cart at checkout, they're going to ask you to put in your email address. They're going to ask you to put in your address, and then they're going to give you a choice. Do you want to pick it up in person? Otherwise, they will mail it to your house or email it to you. I believe they give you a choice. I had 2 or 3 students today confirm that they will email it to you, and they do that within 1 day. So based on that, it's okay to buy the book, or again, the access code, I should say, from the bookstore, the electronic bookstore, the website version of the bookstore. Okay, see, this is bookstore.com/Miami-Dade Homestead Store, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this is the website for the store. And now you don't need to go to the bookstore in person if you'd prefer doing it this way, because students have confirmed that they get the access code emailed to them within 1 day. So that's good. And then you would take that access code, go to this link again, and enter it where it says enter it now. But if you've already registered, which means, again, people who didn't have it by tomorrow morning, then what happens is you just go and sign in based on how you registered, and you go to your profile in MindTap and click the down arrow, and there will be a choice to enter access code. Or they may actually even prompt you the very first day of your trial, do you want to enter your access code now? Okay, in which case you would do so. All right, so that's that. Now, I'm going to get out of your view and do it now in my view. All right, so here's my view, exit preview. I still click student start here. This is exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same. And these are just short videos by them offering you information on certain topics, okay? But this is the one. Now watch when I click it though. See, your class, CGS1060C-2217-2170. So the first thing you're going to see is this little part of it, the little, I can't copy that, but the folder that I have is called 2217-2170. It's just to remind me it's fall and your reference number 2170, okay? Watch. And when you've registered, so for those of you that have registered, when you go back to click it any other time in the future, it brings you directly to the MindTap website for the class. And that's the way it's designed. See, this is where everyone does their work, okay? So once you register, every time you click this link in the future, you automatically are sent over to the MindTap website for the class. And you see it says 2217-2170. And I mentioned that that's yours. Okay. All right. So what do you have to do here? All right. So first of all, this is an empty folder. There's nothing in it. So there's no activities there. Welcome to your course. You don't download student data files. I have them set up on the projects, and I'll be demonstrating a video on doing the Word Module 1 project part of it in about 2 weeks, because you don't start Word for about 4 more weeks or 3 more weeks anyway. So in advance of that, I'm going to demonstrate how you do projects. So don't worry about that, but you do not need to download student data files, okay? Getting started resources, you can click it and then it expands. Getting to know Microsoft Office versions, that's not important, okay? You can look at it if you want. You are not going to be tested on it. Getting started with file management, you notice it says Windows 10. In operating systems, which is the second thing you do in here, you're going to be trained and tested on Windows 10. So I would review this. And by the way, there's no grades on any of these activities in Welcome to Your Course either. No grades, but you can review it. Okay, so it's just reading a module. All right, so get out of that. Next one, getting started with Microsoft Office OneNote. Well, Microsoft OneNote. OneNote is a great application for writing notes. It allows you to literally even do citations from websites online, throw it into a notes file that you might be preparing to, let's say you're preparing a Word document later, you just literally throw things into OneNote. You can throw pictures into, I mean, it's an amazing tool, and it's one of the things that unfortunately we don't cover in this class because this is an introduction to computers. You're trained on Windows 10, then Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access, and Microsoft PowerPoint. And then, you know, a little bit on internet, just based on the fact that that's part of the class. But you're not trained on OneNote, but for sure you should start using it. Just Google it. And again, you just read it, read the module. All right, so getting started with Microsoft Office Suite and OneDrive. I mentioned in the class overview, you click the MDC library link. If you click the library link, and then on the right side of the page, there's Office 365 Student Advantage. Click that. And then it tells you all about it, and it tells you where to go to get it. You get it for free. And you should have Office 365 on your computer for one important reason. And that is that when you're doing projects at MindTap, projects, let me show you the projects now real quick. Projects don't start until Word. So Word Module 1, there's a project. Module 1 project. Word Module 2, project. Word Module 3, project. Capstone project, because it's an honors class, project. So every project, when you click those, they're not going to open until September 14th. So it's not actually, whatever I said, 3 full weeks. Well, it's about 3 full weeks. But anyway, it unlocks on September the 14th at 12 a.m. in the morning, meaning by the time you come to class that day, you can already be working on projects. They take a minimum of 1 hour. For some students, it could easily be 2 hours. You can do each one 3 times too. So I allow repetition to help you get better grades. But anyway, I'm going to do a video demonstrating this Module 1 project. And I think it has 16 steps, and I'll do the first 4, 5, or 6, something like that, to at least let you understand how you download all the files, how you start the project, and also I include an upload so you can see how they grade the projects as well. So very important, all right? And if you don't, though, have Office 365 at home, then what's going to happen is that means you're, let's say, using Office 2016 or 2013 or 2010, or if you have a Mac, it might be like a 2014. There's end in even numbers. So Office 365, though, is included in this class in MindTap, which means your projects expect you to have Office 365. So if you're using an older Office version, you won't get as good a grade. So obviously, we're giving it to you for free. Click the link and do it, all right? All right, click the link again from the library tab. So here, MDC library. And then from the library, the right side of the page, click Office 365, and then click this thing here. Read it first, and then click that to go about doing it. All right? Okay, now back to our MindTap. So here's what you're going to be graded on other than this. The way the course starts. So welcome to your course. You don't really do anything, okay? You can look at it, yes, but it's not going to be graded. Here is the first graded part of the class. Technology, well, other than the bio. Remember your bio? Let me go one more time away. So bio is in discussion forum posts, discussion forums. And if you open it right, I'll open it right now. You must create a thread to be able to participate, but you read this stuff. I'm not reading it again. You'll read it when you create your thread, all right? So I want to just go in, though, to see how many of you have posted your bio yet. That's pathetic. And this is an honors class. So I got Pierre, Ariana, Giovanni, Malik, Chase, Grant, and Catherine. The only 7 students that have done that. Guys, honors students. What did I say on day 1? Pay attention. I told you where this was. I showed you the link. It's in my class overview session. Everyone should have posted their bio by now and replied to at least one other person. Here is my bio, okay? So I clicked create thread, and then I called it John Maloney's bio. I said you have to include 2 paragraphs, 4 to 6 sentences in each. That's more or less that. You must include a picture. You must also reply then to someone else. So Bobby replied to me. So I just, let's see what here. Anyway, so he replied to me and I just replied back to him. So he was nice enough to say whatever. All right. So you guys, you have to, all of you have to do your bio post, and you must reply to at least one other student and ask him or her a question. Right. All right. Now back up here again, MindTap. All right. So due on, getting out of Word for now. Due, sorry, that's my wife getting home, I think. Due on September the 8th, okay, and remember all this is in the tentative schedule of activities at the end of the class syllabus, which is in Blackboard 2, but every assignment for the whole term, you can see the due dates by just clicking them all in here. Everything with an orange bubble, remember, you get graded on. All these things up here, when it says the word, I'm not going to open it, when it says the word practice, don't ask me 100 times, do we have to do practice? Because I've said it already 100 times. Pay attention. No, you do not. Should you do it? Well, you decide if you should do it. But look at in Module 1. All this stuff is Concepts Module 1, Impact of Digital Technology. All these links, there's at least 10 links. And then there's the quiz. Okay. This one says counts towards grade. Everything with an orange bubble, a filled in orange bubble, counts towards your grade. Remember that. Orange filled in bubble counts towards your grade. It's due September the 8th. It's already available. That's why it shows 0%. In other words, none of you have started it yet. Okay? You get to do it 2 times. Only the highest grade counts. So if you do it and you get a 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 on it, I'd say that's pathetic. You should go back and do it again. There's some review activities in here. You know, click the links. Review questions. Let's see what that is. Review questions. My God, look at this. Review questions. And then you can click over here to go to more whatever. Okay? Discussion questions if you want to use it to figure out what they're doing. You can write down notes. You're allowed to use notes on my quizzes and my exams. All right? Okay. Anyway, but in Module 1, at the end, the last topic is the one that's graded, Module 1 Computer Concepts Quiz. You don't have to do in the news. Don't need to even look at them. You can if you want. Module 2, you must do the Module 2 quiz. It'll be the same thing at the very bottom of the module. Counts towards grade, orange filled in bubble. All 5 modules or quizzes are due on September the 8th. Same thing. You can do it 2 times. Same thing. Click the review activities. Same thing. Click and to look at it. But also probably click and read. What's the introduction? What's the lesson objectives? You know, what are some of these things? You're not going to spend 3 hours on it, but at least do a bit of a review. Then Module 3. Same thing. At the very end, Module 3 quiz. It's required. It's got an orange filled in. Well, it's not required because if you don't do it, you get a 0. Each one of these has 100 points, but at the end of the term, each of them amounts to being worth 1% final grade. So let's say though you did 4 of them and you didn't do one, and you had a 90% average that you were looking at. Let's say an 89% average, and you said, "Professor, will you round my grade?" I said, "No, I don't round grades up, but oh look, you didn't do that quiz way back when. You thought, who cares? It's only 1 point, right? It's 100 points, but it's only worth 1%. Now you got an 89. You wish you did it, right? Do everything. Pay attention. All right. Module 4 quiz, same thing. Due September 8th at 11:59 p.m. You get to do it twice. And then again, in the news, no, you don't have to do it. Module 5. Probably should look at least some of these things. For sure, look at the activities that say view activities, especially the review questions. And then take the quiz. Yes, you can do it twice. That's the last thing you have to do in this topic. All right. So Technology for Success is the first graded activity. There are 5 activities with orange bubbles. There's 5 quizzes. That's those quizzes. Module 1 quiz, Module 2 quiz, Module 3, Module 4, and Module 5 quiz. All right. After that, remember they were due on September the 8th. Then Windows 10 training. This unlocks the next day, September 9th, you know, after the computer concepts quizzes are all done and over with, but it's due on September 13th, okay? Windows 10 training. Now, training is way different than quizzes, okay? I'm going to do a video on Windows 10 training this upcoming weekend. So next Tuesday, which is whatever day, 9/2 or so, Tuesday, oops. Let's see. Oh, Tuesday 9/6. Right, this is the 25th. Where am I? No. Yeah. This is the 25th. So, well, a week from this weekend, I'll do it. That'd be the 5th. No, anyway, it'll be done before, they become live for you. So before September 9th, I'll have shown you a video on how to do Windows 10 training. Okay, it'll be very important. And then you have the exam. Now, the training, though, the way these are, they're not A, B, C, D. They're not true, false. What they are is, this is Windows 10, all right? So it may ask you to shut down Windows 10. And it may even say shut down Windows 10 from the start button, or it may say whatever. So how do you do it? You go to the start button, right? So you got to actually click it. When this is the quiz or the test, you click it. Then where do you go? If you click Blend for Visual Studio 2019, it's going to say incorrect. In training, it won't matter. You can get it incorrect 10,000 times if you have time to do it 10,000 times. But on the test, you get 2 tries. So if you accidentally clicked alarms and clocks, that would be wrong. You have to click the power button, okay? And then if it tells you to shut down, you click that one. But if it instead says restart your computer, you click that one. If they say to put your computer to sleep, you put that one. So you got to know, it's not A, B, C, D or true, false, right? Interactive. It's you doing what you got by doing the training. So make sure you do the training, right? So training is what this exam is based on. All right. So anyway, after Windows 10, the exam is September 14th. But here, a very important point. I got to make sure you understand this. I know I said it on day 1 probably for 2 or 3 times or 2 or 3 minutes. But so the exam unlocks on a required live class day. Tuesday, September 14th at 7 a.m., you're required to be in class. That's when the test starts. It is due at 8:40 a.m. Although the required live class ends at 8 a.m. every day, at 7 a.m. until 8 a.m., I said on exam days, you can stay as long as the number of minutes for the test is still in front of you, or until 8:40 a.m., whichever comes first. So let's say you start the test at 7 a.m. Everyone knows 70 minutes after 7 means it gets you to 8 a.m. and then 10 minutes later is 8:10 a.m. So then your class would be over, okay? But most people won't need anywhere near an hour and 10 minutes. Access students, though, by the way, get double that time. Non-access students get the hour and 10 minutes, okay? So but let's say you don't start until 8 o'clock. You come in that late. And the exam will still be live, so you'll be able to click on it. And I'll still be here monitoring the exam, by the way, from MindTap. I monitor the exams when you start, if you have issues on anything, when you stop, and your grade, I'll know it in 2 seconds or so after you finish it. But anyway, if you start at 8 a.m., at 8:40 a.m., it will stop the exam, or it'll give you a little message saying, if you continue even 1 more minute, you're going to get a 20% penalty. And it's not 20% based on your score, it's 20% based on the total value of the test. So it's 20 points, really. So let's say you get an 80 on the test, but you don't finish it until 8:41 a.m., then that 80, you'll lose 20, so it's 60. You might think, well, it's 80 times 20%, which is 16, which is 64, but no, it's 20% of the total value, so that's 20 points. So again, pay attention. It's due at 8:40. You better darn well get here way before that. Otherwise, you're risking messing up, okay? All right, so that's on September 14th. Then Word starts. Now, Word, there's tons of orange bubbles and tons of work. And it's the same with Excel and PowerPoint, and pretty well the same for Access. So let me show you what you do in Word. First of all, there's 4 modules instead of just one little training. So in Module 1, there's training. Orange bubble. What does that mean? You have to do it. The first training has like 56 activities. By the way, the Windows 10 training has like 25, 26, 27 activities, something like that. It's relatively small. And that's what the Windows 10 exam is based on for the most part. So for sure, that's not that many activities. So as long as you write down notes and you do them 4 or 5 times each in the training, you'll know what to do. But down here in Word, let's pretend now you're done with Windows 10 and we're at this part of the class. So Word training unlocks on September 14th. And on September 14th, you're already doing it, okay? You say, wow, there's 56 activities. Oh, who cares? I can get it done in an hour. So you do it in an hour. Then you start Windows Module 2. Wow, another training. This one's got 24, I think, or maybe 20. Then you, oh my God. Then you go to Module 3. Module 3 has, I think it's 44. So you say, oh my God, 44 and 15 or 20 and 56. And then there's Module 4. Module 4, there's another, I don't know, 30 or 40. overall, I know there's at least 140 tasks out of these 4 modules. The exam will have between 30 and 45 tasks. I won't tell you the exact, but somewhere between 30 and 45, which means you're doing way more than you'll be tested on. But you need to know all of them because all of them are subject to be on the test. Plus, there's 4 practice exams. Have the word practice. Don't ask me if you have to do it. Practice, is there an orange bubble? No. Practice, what does practice mean? It means practice. Doesn't count, okay? But all those things, and look, they're all due on October 4th. So module 3, there will be 2 orange bubbles. Module 2, there will be 2 orange bubbles. Module 1, 2 orange bubbles. Module 4, 1 orange bubble. And then an orange bubble for the capstone project because it's an honors class. And then an orange bubble for the exam. Same thing with the exam. It starts at, in this case, I put 7:05 rather than 7, but I may change that to 7. But either way, from there, you get, it says an hour and 10 minutes. So that means if you start at 7:05, you get until 8:15 if you start at that time. If you start at 8, you don't get till 9:10. You get to 8:40, then it's going to give you a message or just end the exam. If it gives you a message saying you want to continue, understand when you do, you've already lost 20 points. All right? All right. So that's Word. It ends on October 5th. All the assignments in Word are due on October 4th. Then Excel. That starts the same day. So the exam is on the 5th. This unlocks on the 5th. Same as Word. Look at all this. Excel Module 1 training. I don't know how many tasks, but there's a bunch. Module 1 project. And I'll do a demonstration video, by the way, on part of the Excel Module 1 project as well. And another video on demonstrating part of the Excel Module 1 training. Okay? I won't do it on the other modules, but it's all the same stuff. All right, so Module 2 training, again, a bunch of activities. They're all due the same date, November 3. Module 2 project, same date. Module 3, training again, project and practice exams, sorry. Remember, practice exams in each module, ungraded, but very important. Some test questions may come from the practice exams for the module, okay? And then you also get the capstone project. So 4 trainings, 4 projects, 4 practice exams, 1 exam. The exam is November the 4th. Okay, then we go to Access. So that was November the 4th. It unlocks the same day. November the 4th, you can do Access training. Now in Access, even though it's the hardest test in the class, and by the way, Excel is the 2nd hardest test in the class, in Access, you don't have to do any projects. Okay, no projects in Access. So the training is even more important though, because it is a harder topic. It's databases, and not many people are comfortable with it. Not many students have ever used Microsoft Access. Not many have used Microsoft Excel, but Microsoft Access is another difficulty beyond that. Okay, Module 2, same thing, required training, orange bubble, due November 22. Training, no projects, but practice exam. Module 3, training, due the same date, November 22. I didn't mean to open. You can open them now, though, by the way, because they are available. You get to do them 2 times each, but you don't want to do them until it's close to the real exam. Module 4, training, orange bubble, practice exam, and then the 23rd, which is Tuesday, it's 2 days before Thanksgiving, which is a holiday, so I give you an exam before the holiday. And same thing, November 23rd. Then it's PowerPoint. Okay, PowerPoint is right here. Okay, PowerPoint, same as Word and Excel. Required training for 4 different modules. It's due December the 10th. Projects due the 10th. Practice exams, no due dates on practice exams, but you can do them twice each. Module 2, training required, due the same date. Project for Module 2, due the same date. Practice exam, no date. Capstone project, Module 3 first. Required training, same due date, 10th. Module 3 project, same due date, 10th. Then the capstone project, which covers modules 1, 2, and 3. So it's not as hard, let's say, as just the Module 3 project, but to some people it's harder because you got to go back and remember Module 1 and Module 2. So you're taking parts of Module 1, parts of Module 2, and parts of Module 3 to put it together in this project. Remember, I will demonstrate 2 projects for you, and where I do about 1/3 of them, somewhere between like 30% of the grade. So I'll do enough to get 30 points out of 30. I'll get a perfect score on it, and then say you now have to do the rest of these steps, okay? So I'll demonstrate that. And then this is the final class day, December 14th. It's the only time, PowerPoint, where the projects and the trainings are not due the day before the exam, and let me tell you why. I'll do it by opening my calendar. So if I go down to December, Now let me start with November. So November 11th is a holiday, just to let you know. November 25th is a holiday. So 2 holidays for Tuesday, Thursday classes are Thursday, November 11th, and Thursday, November 25th. Then in December, the last class for this class is technically Thursday, December 9th. That's the second day of week 15, okay? That's the last class day. But then you might say, well, then why is the exam the next week? Because after class ends, it's the next week, which is called exams week. I'm very senior at the school in terms of my position, so I always take the first class day. So depending on how many other people want it, I always get it. Most people really get it. It's easy to get. But anyway, I always do the first class day. So the 14th, you're taking your PowerPoint exam, but you must submit those things by the 10th. Really, it's supposed to be the 9th, but I gave you to the 10th to give you a 1-day break. All right? Okay, that is it. I hope you learned a lot. This was a lot of information, MindTap overview. Hopefully you enjoy the recording. I'll have it up on YouTube hopefully by tomorrow, but otherwise for sure the next day. All right? Have a great